Hello everyone and welcome to Classic Gamer 74. I'm your host Anthony, and today I'm going to discuss Quest for Quintana Roo. Quest for Quintana Roo was released in 1983 by a game company called Sunrise Software, Incorporated. The game would be released for the Atari 2600, the 5200, the ColecoVision, and the Commodore 64 computer. It would be the only game that this small company would release, as it went out of business and sold this game and an unreleased game called Glacier Patrol to Telegames. The original edition of the game by Sunrise Software is quite collectible. Just the cartridge alone can sometimes go for $50, and if you were lucky enough to have the box and the manual, which actually was 2 sheets of paper with the instructions typed, can go for $100 or even more. As you can see, the cartridge for the Telegames version of the game is considerably different than the original Sunrise version, although the box is pretty much the same as it was when it was released by Sunrise. However, if you are interested in purchasing the Telegames version, you can head over to their website and purchase it right now, brand new in the box. Alright, enough talking about the game. Let's check it out right now. Okay, so this comes directly from the instructions. The object of the game: Yucatan Sam explores the temples of Quintana Roo, searching for the keys to open the ceremonial vault and acquire the riches inside. Okay. Now, when you start the game off, you're outside the temple, and you have to avoid the poisonous snakes while climbing the outside of the temple to reach the portals to the rooms inside. Beware of the moon god's wrath reflecting from the eyes of the temple. So you have to be careful, because sometimes they'll shoot you down, and you have to go back and try to get back in again. Alright. Now, once you're inside the temple, Sam can move around the floor using various tools and weapons. Okay? Now, what's interesting with this game is that you actually use other parts of the 2600 while the game is going on. When you hit the game select switch, you choose a tool or weapon, and Sam's color changes according to your selection. When Sam is white, he has nothing in his hand. Pressing the fire button will allow Sam to pick up treasures, supplies, herbs, and map rocks. When Sam picks up a map rock, he turns yellow. Sam must drop the map rock to pick up another object or use a tool or weapon. Pressing the fire button when Sam is white or yellow will cause him to exit a room if he is standing in the black doorway. When Sam is blue, he has drawn his gun. Pressing the fire button will shoot the gun. The number of bullets remaining is shown in blue at the bottom left of the screen. When Sam is red, he has grasped a flask of acid. Pressing the fire button will cause Sam to throw the acid. The number of flasks remaining is shown in red at the bottom right of the screen. When Sam is green, he has grasped his chisel. Back in the day, I always thought it was just him, tapping on the walls to try to open it like you see in some of those movies like Indiana Jones. Anyway, pressing the fire button will cause Sam to use his chisel. Depress the game reset switch to immediately drop whatever Sam is carrying, thus turning white in color again. Okay. Now, you have to be careful when you're inside there, because you have some adversaries coming after you, such as those snakes like you see there. They're a royal pain, and if they bite you, you're poisoned, and you have 60 seconds to find the green herbs, which look like a little green line. Now, inside the vaults, you find map rocks, which are little colored squares, treasures, which you use to score points, and acid, which you can throw in order to open the vaults, or you can use them to kill the mummies that are coming after you. Now, as time goes on, you can use these map rocks in order to open the vault, which is usually located at the top of the pyramid. Okay, now, in order to open the map vault, Sam must grasp a map rock and place it in the proper map rock hole. It is done by positioning Sam under the desired hole and pressing the fire button. If the rock is in the proper one, the hole will disappear. If it is in the incorrect, the map rock will be relocated somewhere in the vault, which can be extremely frustrating when you start plugging those into there, because you think that you got it, but you actually goofed, and now you got to go find map rocks again. Okay, so after all that searching, all that going around, all those mistakes of trying to put the wrong map rocks in the rock, here is how you complete the level. And once you are done, you get to do it all over again. Another thing I forgot to mention is that you can actually pause the game. Now, how about that? So, if you are getting to the point where you need a break, go to the bathroom, etc., just flip the black and white and color switch on your 2600 and you can pause the game. Now, how about that? What other Atari games can you pause in? Seriously, I'd like to know. Are there any other Atari 2600 games that you can pause? If so, let me know in the comments section below. Alright, so let's check out the 5200 version of Quest for Quintana Roo. Alright, in this version you can see that the sprites are a little fancier, which of course you would expect from the 5200, and when you enter the pyramid you see how Sam slides down, slide into the chamber. Another thing that he has in the 5200 version, besides he carries that torch, which just adds a little... Oh, there he goes right down the chute again. It adds a little bit more of, I guess, an Indiana Jones kind of feel. Also, he has a Geiger counter. Now, in this version, as the 5200 has a keypad, you just switch what Sam is doing by pressing the buttons on the keypad. Now, pressing number 4 will allow him to use the Geiger counter, and the Geiger counter will tell you if there is a treasure or the moonstones in that particular room, or it will tell you if there's one in the next room. So it's a really cool tool to have. Oh, and we're sliding down again. I like how when you slide down with higher levels like this, you actually, go from it becomes like the opposite, which is kind of cool. Now down there you see that green thing, that's, that is the anti-poison med that you take after you've been bit by a snake, or in this case you have the snakes and the spiders. So it's pretty much the same game. Like I said, I really like the fact that you have the keypad at your disposal as opposed to hitting the switches on top of the console itself. So number 1 is the gun, number 2 is the acid, number 3 is the chisel, number 4 is the Geiger counter, number 5 is basically just drop and go back to white, and as you would on the 2600. I mean, that number 5 is just pretty much no hand, free hands. And number 6 is the button you push when you want to pick up one of the stones that you find hidden. So pretty much the same game. Actually, it is the same game, just using the capabilities of the 5200. So after you've beaten the 2600 version, give the 5200 version a try, and let me know what you think of it in the comments section below. Well, that brings us to the end of today's episode. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give us a great big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. If you're over the age of 40, like me, sometimes you may have issues with short-term memory loss. You may walk into a room and forgot why you went in. Well, don't be too worried. All you need to do is exercise your gray matter. In our next episode, I'm going to show you some great brain exercising games that were made for the Atari 2600. If you have any suggestions on ways we can improve the channel, or perhaps you have a game or a genre of games you'd like to see us talk about, let us know in the comments section below, and who knows, it may be the subject of a later episode. Well, until next time, this is Anthony Gamer. I hope you all have a great day, and we will see you next time